I'm Shane.
And I'm Bo.
We are Kentucky Fried Critics.
Welcome back. More for you. Let's do it again.
That's right, episode 24.
24.
Which again, like I always tell you, if we're doing it straight by the math, right? Like the four weeks in a month, then this would make us 6 months.
This is 6 months officially?
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, again, 6 months by weeks.
By weeks.
Yeah.
But
technically, I think we need one more week if we were going to go like by a solid calendar. You know, like it gets, because it's a different number.
Yeah.
But
So,
either way, by some counting, we are definitely at the 6 month mark.
happy 6 month anniversary, man.
Thank you.
We're halfway fucking there. Halfway there. Whoa.
Yeah, we're going. Let's see, when was it? The 1st of August. So yeah, again, 20 weeks. You get what I mean? Like this will be coming out the 1st of February. Makes sense once we get a little bit further and people understand why this is important. But yeah, that means we're technically, I think, 2 weeks away from a calendar 6 months, right? Because it was like the middle of August or something like that.
Yeah, it seems right.
So yeah, either way, either accounting you want to go by. I would say
we gave you many options. Pick your favorite.
We can officially say 6 months.
Yeah,
for sure.
6 months. This has been a fun ass 6 months, man.
It's been a wild ride. We've had some fun, exciting things happen.
Right. Drank some good stuff, some weird stuff.
Definitely some things I never would have tried.
Right, me either.
I have enjoyed getting to show some movies to you. I've enjoyed you getting to show me a couple of your favorite movies.
Right.
It's been a good time.
Yeah,
we got to explore a lot of fun things.
We got more to do though. We got to keep going.
That's right. We got to keep doing the socials. We've actually started seeing this payoff. You know, this is one of those things.
You don't think it will, but
you always hear YouTubers or other podcasters and things, and you're like, why did you don't care? You already
understand.
There. You're already there, and you're like, I want more people to enjoy what I do. So tell them all you need to.
Right.
But you also, when you want to start doing it yourself, your natural inclination is just like, this feels very strange.
I feel like a tool.
I don't know if should I be doing. What's the point of doing this?
I feel like I'm begging. Please watch me.
But now that we've seen verifiable proof that people are literally hearing us say this,
right, and be like,
and showing up to said places or emailing us or doing these other things, it's like,
maybe there is a reason for it. I should keep doing it.
So we're gonna keep doing it.
Continue, sir.
So Facebook is gonna be the first one. We always tell you that's the one we're getting a lot of people that are finding us and actually interacting. We're trying to be more active there. We're actually trying to, we're sharing things, talking to people, posting things,
memes.
We're trying to do the whole system. But yeah, the Facebook is gonna be just facebook.com/Kentucky Fried Critics.
Nice and easy.
That's right. Then Instagram is also easy. It's just at Kentucky Fried Critics. Yeah. Simple. You can find us, I promise.
Right. We're right there.
There's no hurdles in the way. Then our next one, though, that's YouTube.
The black sheep.
It's still a point.
The redheaded stepchild.
It's still a point of contention for us. We're still a little bit upset about this. But again, we got to keep it right now. Like I said, we've got too many new people finding us.
Which is great. Welcome.
It is. It's great. And so we can't go changing the URLs. Yeah,
can't go messing it up when people are trying to find us.
Yeah, so we got to, at least for a little bit longer. Until we can change it, you can find us at YouTube at youtube.com/@KFC Riddics.
It's fun to say. KFC Riddics.
That one is obviously a little bit different than the others. Sooner or later,
it will get fixed somehow.
That's right. But for now, so that way everybody can still find us and find the stuff we've already put out.
Yeah.
Enjoy the back catalog.
Yeah, go give the old episodes some love.
After we leave YouTube, that's going to take us to our last one, which is our website hosted by Acast. That's going to be shows.acast.com/Kentucky-fried-critics.
I'll let you finish this week.
You did. I saw you.
I suppressed it.
That's the one that's got tons of hyphens. I love it. All over. And
it just makes me smile.
The episode titles, if you see
even
them
more.
If you see them in the links, there's even more.
Some of them are just fantastically long with hyphens
all over the place. That's all that's really at our website, though. Again, like it's a lot of links to the podcast. So if you're not listening to it in your own podcast player, they're all there.
Yeah, that's how you can get to it.
It does have links to all the socials, so you can get to them in one convenient place if you're just trying to find all of it at one time.
Mm-hmm.
I'll link you to all of them.
Click.
I'll link you to our personal socials if you want to do that.
Yeah, you can.
It's an option.
I'm boring. I don't really have anything to talk about. You can try.
More than welcome to come say hi if you want to. And then lastly, of course, we always say our email, the original, the
OG.
Yeah, that's right. That's going to be KentuckyFriedCritics@gmail.com.
Yep. Send us some. Send us a suggestion. I know you all have them out there.
Yeah, exactly. That's where you want to send us like the important stuff.
Yeah, you feel like, man, I know this beer will go great with this movie. You all should really do it. That's where you send that.
If you got a pitch.
Yeah, you got a pitch for us. That's where you go.
So, Bo, what was it we're drinking again this week?
We got a weirdie but a goodie. We got this sweet vermouth on the rocks with a twist.
Anybody out there happen to think they know what that is? It's a very specific drink.
Yeah, it is.
Obviously,
the only thing I've ever heard it from.
That's right. This is definitely from Groundhog Day.
Groundhog Day.
Obviously, this is why I mentioned at the top of the show why the fact that this is going to be coming out at the beginning of February. Calendar days didn't work out perfect.
Yeah, so close.
Friday was Groundhog Day. We're talking to you from Saturday morning. But we figured what better to do.
Right. What better to be so close to it than this movie? And who don't love Bill Murray?
And obviously, if we were going to do it, there's only 2 drinks in the movie. I wasn't trying to find something Groundhog title related. So obviously, our choices were either this or
Jim Beam.
Yeah, so obviously I kind of went for this because I'm not a big Beam fan.
No.
Sorry for anybody I'm insulting out there. It's just not my cup of tea.
I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut. I ain't got nothing nice to say about it, so I ain't gonna say nothing at all. Cheers.
Yeah, so Groundhog Day, again, like Bo already said, this is a Bill Murray movie. It's a Harold Ramis directed. He's got a small part for himself in the movie.
Yeah, he's the doctor.
Yeah,
Dr. Ramis.
So this is a great comedy duo. We've seen him in Stripes, Ghostbusters. There's a couple others, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, again, I'm not trying to insult anybody.
There's at least 4 or 5 movies they've been in together.
They did a lot of work together, and then they stopped. Yeah. And unfortunately, again, like everybody has fond memory. We all love this movie. It's a fun movie. It's so great. It's got a stigma to it.
Yeah, it's that little dark patch.
It is the movie that caused the two of them to split, to stop talking to each other. Their friendship had essentially ended. They did not talk again until it was a couple months before Harold Ramis died.
Damn.
Yeah, so I mean, again, it essentially did just did it in.
If only that hadn't happened, we would have gotten our Ghostbusters 3
a real
way
one.
Sooner,
soon enough that it actually would have been called
2001. Right.
This movie came out in '93. If they wouldn't have broke up, we could have had a Ghostbusters 3 by '95.
Yeah, that's fair.
Right? It would have been a soon enough movie that, again, it would have made sense to still just be called 3. They wouldn't have tried.
2 came out in 91?
89.
That's way older than I thought.
But you get my point, though.
Wow, man,
a 95 wouldn't have been outrageous.
Yeah, no, that wouldn't have been at all. That would have been late even. Started filming right after they got done with this one.
But alas, that's not the world we live in.
There's a multiverse out there where it did, man. We just got to find it.
We'll go ahead and mention a few other people that are in the movie before we start going too far.
Key players.
Yeah, and really I would say key players, actual important, we need to name drop. There's only it's Bill Murray, it's Andy McDowell as Rita, and Chris Elliott as Larry.
Larry, the camera guy.
Yeah, and I love Chris Elliott.
Yeah, he's great in this too.
Cabin Boy. You ever seen it?
No, I've never seen that one.
Oh, that's the only time he was a lead.
Oh,
he was
really?
He is the cabin boy. It's a crazy dude. There's monster effects, like true monster effects. There used to be a show called Movie Magic,
like Tom Savini shit.
Yeah, well, no, that's what I mean. It was true, it had there's hammerhead. He's a cabin boy for a pirate ship, and there were true hammerhead shark headed people and stuff.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it's all real effects. None of it's computer. It's literally right at the end of true effects and starting into, because again, it was on this show called Movie Magic back when people cared and wanted to see behind the scenes, and it was before DVDs, so.
Yeah, that was about the only way you could do it.
You watched a show called Movie Magic, and it would just have random episodes about different movies, and you'd see some behind-the-scenes shit and how they made them.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's awesome.
And I know all about the movie Cabin Boy because I also loved Chris Elliott as a kid. He's a funny guy.
Yeah, he is. He's funny in this. He's got that real excellent, jabbing delivery on everything. Perfect timing.
The only other person I want to mention right now again, there might be a couple other people we can mention names if we want to when we see them or whatever we want to do.
Yeah.
But the only other one I want to mention is another one with his brother in it. Did you notice?
One of the
Bill Murray, one of Murray's brothers. Yeah. Well, he's the main one. He's the one that he saves with the Heimlich.
Oh, is he?
That's his brother, dude. That's the same brother. That's the older brother. That's the brother that played his dad.
His dad in
Scrooge.
Scrooge.
Yes, that's Brian Doyle Murray.
Brian Doyle Murray. I saw his name in the credits when the movie starts. I was like, well, one of his brothers is in this.
Yeah, he's, again, like I said, he's also the guy who owns the arcade in Wayne's World, and he's got a couple others. Yeah. Like I said, he's in a lot of things that aren't
his brother's movies,
but he's also in
a lot of his brother's movies.
Now, this is the only. I'm pretty sure this is the only brother that's in this movie.
I didn't see any others, or I don't remember seeing a name anywhere.
I didn't recall seeing the guy that was the little brother.
The little brother. And he was like, man, I love my brother.
I didn't see him.
He's my brother, you know?
Yeah, I didn't see him, so I think we're okay.
Yeah, he did such a bad job. They didn't want him back. They're like, no, you're a terrible actor, man. Go home.
Maybe he just didn't want to act.
Was that too mean? I'm sorry.
All right. That's definitely all of the important people in the movie. Again, if there are random actors we want to name drop when we see them as we're talking, we can do that.
Oh, as usual, there's just a bunch of those like, I've seen you.
Yeah, no, that's what I was going to say. Like, and again, I know some of them by name. That's why I was like, but they're not the kind of names everybody's gonna know. Like it's definitely right now I would name drop and like, you know, 6 people listening are gonna be like, right. Hey, when I say their name, everybody else is gonna be just like you, waiting for me to say what else they're in.
Like, what were
and
they?
And then be like,
that guy.
Okay. So there's no reason to really get into that right now, for sure. The only things before we get really into this, 2 things that I did find out while doing the very cursory amount of research that I do, and some of this wasn't even research. Like, so again, like it's well publicized that this is the thing that split their friendship up.
Countless interviews and shit.
So 2 of the things that I learned is that like apparently Bill Murray came to set just super cold and very distant and uninterested, and it made me when I first viewed this movie for what we do and actually really paid attention, I was like, man, what I always just assumed was like supposed to be Phil not liking himself.
Yeah,
is that really just Bill Murray not liking the movie here, and like it's just like coming through?
I mean, it
made me second guess so much.
It really could
again, and that's great. In a way, I mean, it gave me a great
performance, but it's like, yeah, did you have to be such a dick?
Maybe contributed to why they weren't friends for so long, for sure. The other thing that I thought was very interesting and very apt, again, it goes to show how weird Bill Murray was on set, but I think it perfectly and very accurately, despite the fact that Harold Ramis maybe didn't appreciate this, wraps up how the character of Phil is in the movie and how Bill Murray interpreted the character, for sure. Harold Ramis would tell him how a scene is being set up, and apparently Bill Murray would just look at him, cut him off, and just say, I just need to know, is this a good Phil moment? Or is this the bad Phil moment?
Am I a dick or nice in this scene? And that's all I need.
And that's how the movie, I would say, breaks down.
It kind of is.
Like, because again, it's all about his evolution, right? Like, I mean, like, we have no idea as a viewer. We never get told. It wraps up with us having no clue why he gets stuck in this time loop.
We have theories.
But we don't know.
No.
Oh, and I guess we jumped the gun there. Again, this is one of those movies
where I assume you've seen it.
It's hard to assume people haven't seen this. Again, Groundhog Day is a holiday that we all still celebrate. It's pretty obnoxious to think that people aren't watching Groundhog Day on Groundhog Day.
That's kind of the name.
If you haven't seen this, I guess let's start there. We've already told you he gets stuck in a time loop.
Yeah, he gets stuck in
very quickly. I mean, we're
reliving Groundhog Day over and over again,
and that's the movie. It's his evolution, but we never do. We never find out why.
Why?
There's no explanation for how or why. No. We just know time loop.
It's not like an episode of Star Trek.
Yeah, we just know,
where we get some kind of science explanation on why we're stuck in a time loop.
We just we just know time loop exists just for him.
The magic of the groundhog cursed him for being such a dick And until he cured his evil ways, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, there's just no explanation. We have no clue what's going on as a viewer. It's just a crazy experience that happens, and we just gotta go with the ride.
Yep.
At that, I think we're ready to get into that's all the setup you need.
Yeah.
He's a weatherman, and let's roll. Again, we find that out 5 seconds in here. The movie starts with our opening instrumentation music. I want to say it's hard to try to explain this instrumentation, but it did somehow perfectly encapsulate that what we were just saying, the good Phil, bad Phil.
Yeah.
It starts with this like ominous, almost kind of like heavy trumpet that was going in, and then it shifts into this like jovial comedy sounding music.
Music.
And I was like,
clouds and shit.
I don't really understand what's going on, but me being someone who has seen the movie, I understand the connection. That being said, this is not the kind of thing where, like, I couldn't imagine coming in as someone who's not seen it, knowing like, why this music has any kind of...
Right. It's like, what's with this weird elevator music?
Like sometimes you get music that just makes, the vibe tells you where you're going and it makes sense. If you had no idea, that music's not helping you understand where you're going.
No.
For sure.
Like the music for one of those, like, business, instructional video things. You know what I'm talking about? Same stock footage of clouds, even.
As I already said, though, this is a super short instrumentation too. Like it hits that ominous tone, it hits that jovial tone. It's over Bill Murray in front of the blue screen, not even a green screen.
This is blue, old school.
Yeah. For those people, maybe young enough that they don't realize that. Yeah, so he's in front of the blue screen. This is one of those moments I want to point out that as Phil the Weatherman, Bill Murray was you see him and you're like, oh, his life already seems depressed. We later on we kind of just like we learn that maybe he didn't
want to be a weatherman.
Yeah, and just like all kinds of different things about who he is. He felt, even though he is in Pittsburgh,
I think so.
He's in a big
city.
It's Pittsburgh or Philadelphia, right?
Because
again, they go to punks. It's all in Pennsylvania.
It's all in Pennsylvania.
Obviously, he's in a big enough city that it's weird for him to act like he's not like some
kind of a star. At least on a local level.
Fuck a local level. Those are big cities. Like even if you're on the local news in that city, like you're still in front of
the state and everything.
You're in front of a lot more households than most people. You're in front of more households than the guy doing the news that we watch.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know what I mean? Like, so I mean that's still a big deal. So it's weird that he acts like he's not. But what I'm really getting at is he's so depressed, and it's, like you can just feel this weird vibe.
Yeah, because he's just kind of disinterestedly telling us the weather.
But acting like he's still, right? He's still going through the motions.
Right.
He's still doing the loud, fake.
Yeah, woo! And he blows in the wind.
But he just doesn't care. Now I watched it and I was like, is this Bill Murray? Is this Phil or is this Bill?
No, it's Bill. He's just like, I don't want to do this stupid weatherman bullshit.
Right? I don't want to be in this movie.
So I'm gonna just
stupid. He was ready for his serious part of his career, and this was not it. He was like, I want
to do comedy anymore.
My friend asked me to be a fucking weatherman,
right?
A fucking weatherman.
What am I, a fucking weatherman now?
Again, it's a moment where I really can't tell. Like, is life imitating art? Is art imitating life? Who is actually depressed and hating their job? Is it Phil or is it Bill?
Both. Neither one of them like their job or what they're doing right now.
We find out right now in random pieces of conversation that Phil's gonna have to go work the Punxsutawney
Phil
coverage. He is from the area. It's part of why they keep sending him back. It's his third year.
It's his third year.
Right. Interesting fact: the movie was not filmed in Pennsylvania. I think it was maybe somewhere in New York. I read, or I don't quote me on where. The important part is it was filmed roughly 20 miles from Bill Murray's hometown. So essentially, Bill Murray was reliving exactly what Phil does.
Right.
He is going close to home where people are like,
high school with you, man. Right? Remember me? Third period gym. It's like, no.
How is that not kind of weird?
Yeah,
like not intentional.
Like,
it just kind of happened. Just happened to be a place that worked for their filming.
Hell yeah, love it when shit like that happens.
That was one of those things that I was like, man, that's kind of crazy.
But that's why he was able to sell the irritation when he runs into Ned later. He'd already had this
he
thing
literally
happen,
was dealing with it.
right?
Yeah, I could totally believe that. This is the first time where we get to see that Chris Elliott is in the movie. He's in the background.
Yeah.
He talks to Bill as soon he talks to Phil as soon as he gets off camera, and he's like, yeah, since we're going, and then he's like, yeah, they're sending the new producer with us.
Rita.
And he points at her over across the room, and he's like, you've not worked with her yet. And you can literally tell that I will give you this. Even if Bill Murray did not want to be there, every time he's doing a scene with Andy, he sells it.
Yeah, he's really...
He sells. I totally believe...
He liked working with her, obviously.
I totally believe that his character fell for her the second he stood. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, because again,
gets that weird look on his face, like,
and then he immediately shakes it off.
Yeah,
right?
he's like,
he doesn't want Larry to see him
don't want Larry
vulnerable.
to see
So
him
he
see
immediately
that.
is like, "Oh, I don't fucking care about anything like that. I would never talk. I wouldn't waste my time with
even though
someone like
she's over
that."
there being adorable, she's got a blue coat on and she's in front of the
like
blue
practically,
screen,
like,
so like
winking
she
at him and stuff.
So she's got like a
Making
floating
cutesy
head
faces.
and shit,
Yeah,
right?
no.
It was great.
They both sold this really well.
Yeah, they did.
Part of why this movie works, regardless of what everybody else felt behind the scenes, right? Like, I mean, it works. Some of it is magic. They found it. They caught it.
Yeah, they made it work.
Yeah. So again, Andy McDowell's that's Rita, our producer, trying to get make sure we stay in our movie world now.
Yeah.
We are in
The movie
world. But so we do find out that she's coming. They're about to go on their trip. And then we get what we've noticed some movies have, right? Like the second intro song.
Yeah,
like it's not far enough.
Some kind of driving or
It's not far enough into the
B-roll
movie.
of fucking cloud
Something.
buildings and stuff going by while they play another
there's
song.
There's not really credits anymore either, though. Like it's literally just like, hey, here's another. We needed a moment.
We got to pass some time here.
And this one totally is. It is. I love that you said road trip because that's what it is, and that's the vibe it gave, right? Like it gave like this happy, feel good road trip tune. I love
something. If you pay attention, it's something about being your weatherman. I was like, well, that's a perfect song for this. He's a weatherman.
It was so light.
Right, it was good.
I will point out that we see their drive. What trip are they making, dude? You're telling me to get from. Again, like we said, I didn't pay enough attention.
Pittsburgh won.
Yeah, I didn't pay enough attention. But so you're going from a major city to what is, again, not major, but definitely has enough road traffic that there would be either interstate access or highway access to.
Yeah, they're on like a 2-lane freaking country road.
It's a country road. They're on a hill that's only got 2 houses on it.
There's definitely an interstate that goes to it.
I was like, what is this weird slice of life Americana bullshit they're trying to feed us right now? That is not how they would have drove.
Small towns don't have interstate access. They're not good enough.
No, you have to go through a tunnel, right?
Yeah,
that's what we find
through
out.
A tunnel.
That's the only way to get in and out of Punxsutawney. Apparently, is a tunnel.
There's
There's no
tunnel.
way. There's no other way. I didn't know Pennsylvania had tunnels like that.
I didn't either.
I know they've got some. I didn't know it had tunnels like that. Like the only access is through the one. That seems like not the best place to live.
No, not really.
I definitely wouldn't be volunteering to live the place that can get trapped when the snow cuts off the tunnel.
Right. Screw that.
But so we see that they get there. They make it all right. As soon as they get there, Larry pulls over. They're pulling up to a hotel, and he calls it. Before Phil can say a word, Larry says, God, he's just being such a prima donna. So we don't know what he had just got finished saying in the van. But as soon as he gets out, we hear
Larry's
him just laying
him.
in. He's like, I'm not staying here. I can't stay here. Stayed here 2 years ago.
This
place
miserable.
was awful. This is awful. I can't be here. And Rita was on top of it.
Oh, yeah, man.
This a good producer. She immediately was like, oh, this isn't for you. It's for me. Yeah. I got you a place.
Got you a nice bed and breakfast down the road. Larry's just dropping me off.
What world are we living in? Because she looked, again, it wasn't like she was going into a Holiday Inn. It looked like
it was a nice looking hotel. It was like the Pennsylvania or something like that.
What world are we living in where he wanted to stay at a bed? Because he was excited.
Yeah, he
was like, bed and breakfast.
Yeah, she knows how to keep the talent happy.
What world? Was 93 that different?
I guess.
Because that's before I would have known. I don't even know if I would have understood what a bed and breakfast in concept was. Exactly. But Jesus Christ, in my head, I wouldn't assume the bed and breakfast is the better location.
Fucking hotel.
It's usually just more of a vibe location, right? Like you go there when you want a laid back feeling, you want more like rustic home. And exactly. But if I just want straight luxury,
they're only going to be there for like a day.
If I just
definitely would have just stayed in the hotel.
Went straight luxury, which again for a guy like Phil, like we see, would 100% just be
Hell yeah.
amenities.
Fuck yeah, it would be.
The hotel would have the amenities. It just seemed weird. And we know this is a thing that comes to bite him in the ass.
Yep.
Because this place seems great at first. We see him, he gets there.
Super nice. Nice old lady runs it. You know, she's sweet and
has everything he wants.
Right. He wakes up in the morning, goes down, and she's like, "Oh, do you want some coffee?" And he's like, "Can I get an espresso or a cappuccino, maybe?" And she's just like, "Oh, I don't."
He's like, "Oh, you don't even know what those are."
She's like, "You don't even know how to spell that, do you?" He's a dick to her.
He is. Well, he is a dick.
He's a dick through most of the movie.
Certainly the beginning.
Oh yeah,
this is that whole good Phil, bad Phil.
Right.
In the beginning, there was no question. You know, like if they were filming a scene and he knew it was the beginning part of the movie, obviously Bill Murray knew bad Phil.
Right. Well, I mean, if he'd have stayed at that fucking hotel, maybe he could have got a goddamn cappuccino.
That's my point. That's my point. That's what I was saying. Amenities. Right. He picked the wrong. I mean, I don't understand why he hated this so much. But we jumped the gun on one thing I wanted to point out. For those people who haven't watched the movie, dude, you forgot to tell them what song.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Woke him up.
I even have it wrote down. 6 a.m. Sonny and Cher.
You better be ready.
You better get used to that.
If you don't like this song,
just stop watching.
Don't watch the movie.
Just quit.
You're gonna hate it. You're gonna hear it 100 times.
Yep.
You're gonna hear it sometimes back to back. Again, not the full song. No. You'll never hear the full song, but that might make it worse.
That probably does, because you're just gonna get that one little segment stuck in your fucking head.
It's not even
the chorus. It's like the very beginning of the song. It's the first like 10 seconds.
Yep. It's
They don't even get into Babe, I don't think.
No. And so we skipped past that. We didn't go far, but I want to make sure people know.
That's what happens every morning.
So that way we don't have to address it when we say he gets woke up. We won't have to mention again. Yeah, you'll know what woke him up. That's what happened.
He got woke up and Sonny and Cher every time.
Every time. But so he wakes up and it is now Groundhog's Day. He rushes out the door after he can't get himself a coffee.
Right.
Very upset. So now he's on his way to go to. It's hard to be an adult and not be a 13-year-old boy about the fact that this is Gobbler's Knob. But so this is the one time where I'm going to let us address it out loud, and so that way we can maybe try to hold back the giggles after this.
Try and get them out now, but fuck, dude, it's a real place. That's what's even funnier.
I know. So from now on, when we have it's not a backdrop too many times.
No, but every time I have it wrote down because it cracked me up every time. I was like, Gobbler's Knob.
Have to try not to chuckle every time though. That's the only thing. I gave us a time to try to get it out of our system.
Okay, I got it.
And so that way we can stay on track.
I'm good
after
now.
that.
I'm good. I got all the 13-year-old giggles out of my system. I'm a grown man.
That's good. So he's on his way over to the. Again, right now it's not even. It's the festival, right?
Yeah, like everybody's kind of just congregating in that direction.
And now we start to see why he definitely hated it, right? In case you didn't know, this is the moment where we fully find out the Groundhog's name
is Punxsutawney Phil.
And so we know he grew up, if not in Punxsutawney, close to it. Because again, he knows several people in town. He sees people he went to school with.
Yeah.
That's why he is assigned here in a second. That's why he's assigned here. So obviously it would inspire you to not like where you grew up, right?
Yeah.
There's a festival all about the groundhog with the same name as you.
Oh god, if he had buck teeth when he was a kid.
Well, and again, he wanted to be a weatherman in a town with a groundhog with the same name. Weather. They get it, right. You see, it just like it layers itself on why he wouldn't want it.
Yeah, I'd be salty too.
We just start. It's a slow thing. It's never outright said, but if you think about it, really kind of just it plays into his character, right?
Yeah,
like
it
makes sense about why he hated
doing
back
this fucking
there.
job.
It's the extra little tiny parts you gotta think. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Again, like it's not overt, but
I didn't even pick up on that.
But yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
really good though.
Because as a kid, I would have, like we live in an area that has a festival. Yeah. I love that festival.
Yeah, it's awesome. They brought it back. They brought it back recently.
I am definitely at least the age that Bill Murray is in this movie.
Yeah.
I 100% would have loved to go to this festival.
Right.
And had a blast. I probably wouldn't have done the corniest parts of it.
No, but
I would have enjoyed the rest of it.
Right. The shops and people selling stuff.
Yeah,
and
the festivities.
Yeah. There's a juggler somewhere,
Again, this guy is just a shithead.
Yeah, he's just a
He's a
big
foul
old
dude.
sourpuss.
Yeah. He definitely poo-poos on this whole festival.
Right.
He sees Rita and Larry, and
They're
Rita's
having
super
fun.
excited.
She's super into it because she's like, these people are great. They stay up all night singing songs and doing all this other shit. I love this fucking place. And he's just kind of, they're all a bunch of hicks. That's why.
Oh, I'm sorry. I skipped.
Did we skip Ned?
Yeah, I hate that. We'll stop. This is my fault. You skipped one, I skipped one. We gotta stay on track after this.
All right.
We both get one gimme. And both times we're only like half a scene away, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But yeah, so on the walk to see
Gobbler's
Rita,
Knob.
Yeah. So again, like I said, we are barely
Yeah. It was like
we barely missed
30
it.
seconds
Yeah.
off.
But yeah, so on the walk to Gobbler's Knob, we see a couple things happen. Like it's just one street. It's right out the door. It's right after he left the old lady telling her,
don't worry, there's not actually going to be a blizzard.
yeah, which was
Wrong.
But yeah, so when he's walking down the street, there's the homeless guy.
Yeah, he pretends to look for change.
He does a double. He does this. He does the pretend to look for change. And then he does the pretend like he didn't see the guy. And I'm like, which is it?
Well, yeah, you gotta pick
Why
one,
are
man.
you looking for change if you didn't see the guy? Oh, you just wanted change in your hand?
Right.
You can't do both.
No, you gotta pick one. You gotta ignore him or pretend to give him change.
And sell whichever one
Right.
it is. Bad call.
It was.
But as soon as he makes it past him, is when we get Ned.
Ned, the fuck was his last name?
Ned Ryerson. You gotta pause.
Ryerson.
Because that's how he does
Ned
it, right?
Ryerson.
The first time he always...
Needlehead Ned.
Wait, I've got all of them.
Oh, you got all of them?
I've got
Go
all of
for
them.
it.
Give me just a second though. I want to say because I want to say this. So this is I want to say the actor. This is one of those people that I was like, again, some people will know him,
Yeah.
and they will know his name. And so again, for those people, I will give a nod right now. He is Stephen Tobolowsky. He's in Glee. He's one of the teachers in Glee. He's in some other stuff. He's a very funny guy. I love him in most things he's in. Again, he's one of those actors where I couldn't tell you off the top of my head the things he's in.
Right, but it's like,
I know I've seen him in a
you
lot.
in a bunch of
Glee is
shit.
the one I know off the top of my head because he's in a lot of it. He's a recurring character. So, but Ned Ryerson, again, the first time we hear him, he goes, "It's me. It's Ned. You know, Ned Ryerson." The pause. And so like literally every time it's in my notes, I have like 17 spaces between Ned and Ryerson. I'm like, it's Ned Ryerson. But yeah, so his nicknames, this is the greatest because we hear this one time and then we hear it as like background every other time we see it. Like the actor delivers this
the same way every single time.
It's so amazing.
Is great. It's fantastic acting.
Yeah, so he hits he goes, "I sure as heck fire," and then he starts,
I sure as heck fire remember you.
and he starts. That's when he starts throwing out his nicknames. So it's Needle Nose Ned. It's Ned the Head. I was the dude who did the whistling belly button at the talent show.
I dated your sister a couple of times till you told me not to.
Bing. You know, Bing.
It was great.
He's
Absolutely fantastic. Every time we redo this.
And all of the things he says in the beginning, I'm like, okay, I agree with Phil. Maybe you don't know him.
Yeah.
And then he hits us with the I dated your sister until you told me not to date. And you're just like, how do you not
remember
and
this
he still
guy?
didn't. He goes,
Ned Ryerson. Yeah.
Obscene. And he's like, you know what I do now?
I'm an insurance salesman.
I sell insurance.
And he's like, of course you do.
And he's trying to pitch him the insurance. And this is when we get the step. Again, we skipped over. It would have been atrocious to miss these because these are the two big ones. They happen. We get to see these things happen to him a lot and his creative ways of dealing with them. But as soon as he deals with Ned, what happens?
He steps in that big ass puddle.
Watch out for that first step.
It's a doozy.
Every time. Now, now's when we get to the
Gobbler's Knob.
and the festival. And I do apologize for skipping ahead. And since we skipped ahead, I when I did that, I just jumped into their conversation, which means I skipped over the fact, why is it polka music?
I don't know. I noticed that too. I was like, is this like a German community? No one's really dressed in lederhosen
I
or
didn't see anything
They-
else to give us a reason why polka. I didn't even. It totally even looked like it was just coming from a PA system because I
Right.
didn't see people
band or
playing
anything.
polka music. But polka, it was definitely every time we see Gobbler's Knob,
Right.
it's polka.
It's polka music. Some lovely hand accordion.
We won't deal with everything that we were already starting to deal with before. You know, like we said, he saw Larry and Rita there. He has his little bit of conversation with them, and then basically after that, it's time to go. It's go time.
Right.
It's time for Phil to.
We got to get out of this town.
Well, it's time for the other Phil. It's
we got to do the report. That's right.
Yeah, I was like, whoa. We can't skip no more.
No,
we just said we each get one, and we've already burnt them up, man.
Yeah, we're not allowed to do it again.
So yeah, it's time for that Phil. It's time for Punxsutawney
Phil. You can come out and tell us whether we're going to get more winter.
His magic weather call, right? As the other Phil, as human Phil likes to say.
Yeah.
And so what does he say?
He sees his shadow.
6 more weeks of winter. And again, this is when we see his brother. This is Brian Doyle Murray. He got the kick-ass job of holding the groundhog.
The groundhog is cute. It's a cute little groundhog.
If you ask me, that's dope.
Right.
I love it. I would have wanted to be the guy.
I'm like, can I hold it, please? I want to hold the groundhog. I will put it on my head like a hat.
And so as soon as that happens, so that's now we can get to where you were about to jump us to. Phil says we got to go.
Yeah, we got to get out of here. I'm not staying.
I'm done.
We did our job. We did what we're supposed to do.
I don't want to stay another night. Rita tries to be like, let's do one more so we can see more of the festival. And he said, nope. Are we reporting on it? Okay.
No, then let's go.
I reported on what we needed.
Yeah, right? I did my job to the letter of what I was supposed to do.
Let's go home. Which is funny. He didn't believe in the snowstorm, but the way he wants to fucking bolt, you'd make me think he thinks there's a snowstorm, right?
Yeah, but they're not even halfway and just pissing
belt of snow.
Just everywhere.
And then we see, again, we didn't see it on the way in. We only saw the magical mountain, which would imply there was no tunnel.
Yeah.
But on the way back, I guess, the only way to leave is a tunnel.
Yeah, magic tunnel to Toonland.
And so we see there's a massive wreck and then a cop car in front of it. And they're like, we got to close this shit down, dude.
Bill Murray's out there. He's just like...
He's standing in the cold, like shivering.
Trying to explain to him, no, the pressure from the south is going to push it up and blah, blah, blah.
Snow,
like in the middle of the snow that's happening.
No, the guy goes, sir, don't you see the weather? I make the weather. It's like, no. You report the weather. Let's not get carried away. Sir. Let's not get carried away. We see they got to go back.
Yep. Gotta go.
There's no choice. The cop tells him. He said, you can either freeze
to death or you can go back to Punxsutawney.
And there's only 2 choices. Again, which is, like I said, this is the point that proves that tunnel is the only way. The cop tells us.
It's the only way in or out. It's a very, very bad logistical infrastructure.
And then that's when we see they go back. And so, of course, Phil says, well, fuck it. If I got to be here, I'm getting drunk. And we see he's at the only bar in town. And he's having what we will find out later is a Jim Beam on the rocks. Right now we don't know, but you can just see that it's definitely just booze on the rocks. And then he slams it back, puts it on the bar, and he tells the barman, "Can I get another one of those
with some booze in it?"
And I was like, God damn, dude.
Right, that was brutal.
And the barman did. The barman threw him a cocked eyebrow.
Fuck yourself.
Like, excuse me,
you
sir?
got your 3 ounces like you were supposed to.
You got the pour, yeah. You want a double, you pay me for a double. It's exactly how I felt about that moment too. Like I was like, oh, but isn't he supposed to be the famous man? Yeah, big man. Big man ain't got enough to pay for the double.
A double shot.
He's gonna try to
cheat bastard.
He's gonna try to sweet talk the barman into a 1.5 pour.
He ain't even gonna fucking tip him.
It was kind of outrageous, right? But so while he's there, we see Rita and Larry try to show up, and they try to be like, let's make the best of it. Yeah, let's have fun. Let's all hang out together.
They're doing some kind of party for the.
Let's all go have fun together.
Yeah.
He's like, fuck that noise.
No, I'm gonna go take a shower and then go to bed.
I'm not dealing with that.
Right.
Immediate cut to shower. We don't. I mean, literally, right?
Immediately.
Like it's this immediate cut to shower.
Boop, he's turning the water on.
Turns the water on. I want to say he's a brave man. I don't do that in my own personal shower at home, and I know how fast it heats up, and I still wouldn't do that.
No, you wait on the outside, then get in when it warms up.
That's some sadistic behavior to start with.
It's nuts being in the shower when you first turn it on.
In a shower, it's the first time he showered.
Yeah,
in it.
Don't even know how it works. Man.
I guess maybe he showered at the beginning of the morning. I don't know. They didn't show us.
No, they didn't show us.
But what we can maybe assume is his first shower here. That was a ballsy move.
Yeah, I wasn't doing it that way. It's perfectly acceptable to be outside the shower, kind of stick.
And this is it. And the scene shows us exactly why.
Because as soon as he turns it on, it's cold. So cold. oh my God, starts smacking the fucking nozzle like to try and get it out from touching him.
Like we all would.
Well,
because it's, I mean, again,
yeah,
it was a blizzard outside. This place has no kind of like, it's an ancient bed and breakfast.
Fucking house. That hot water heater has no insulation.
It's
out in a shed out back.
Exactly.
So that water, it doesn't matter.
So he comes out, he walks past the hostess. Yeah, hostess lady, the lady who owns the bed and breakfast, runs it at least. And he's just like,
so there's no hot water?
And she goes, of course not.
Have you looked outside? Why would there be hot water?
Oh my goodness. You're just like, well,
yeah, she's got you there.
That's on you, not her. As much as he wanted, you know what I mean?
Mr. Weatherman.
Right? You told me this morning. No,
and you've stayed in this town before, which been, you didn't like the hotel.
Every other year, and for all we know, again, we don't get a definite on this being his hometown, but it's his hometown neighborhood. You know what I mean? Area. He's from the area.
Right. Like, so you should know, like, hey, it gets cold in the winter. Sometimes water heaters don't work very well.
That's right. So he just deals with it, though. He's like, all right, well, fuck it. Goes to bed. What else are you going to do now?
Right.
This whole fucking day is
just been shot, right?
Let's just get out of this day. We'll deal with it tomorrow.
Yep.
Right? He wakes up.
Sonny and Cher.
Same time.
Good job, guys, running the same tape as yesterday.
Well, because he's hearing it's not just that it's the same song, right?
He's hearing DJs doing. They're like, "Oh, good morning! It's Groundhog Day. It's gonna be cold out there."
Up on Gobbler's Knob,
right? Yeah.
The longer it plays, the more he starts second guessing. You see him like when he first says it, he makes the comment immediately, and you're like, "Oh, he's not even thinking this is weird at all."
Right.
Then he hears a little bit more and he's like, no, somebody would have caught it by now.
Yeah.
But then he hears that it's live. He remembers, right? Because he remembers seeing them there.
They're at
Gobbler's Knob. He was like, oh, shit.
Wait, what? And looks out the window.
And he's like, it's the same scene he saw yesterday morning.
All the snow is gone now.
He's like,
what the hell is going on?
Gets out. He walks out the door. He's just shitty.
He's just like freaked out, but being really shitty to people. He walks past the homeless old man. And he's just like,
even before we get there, the dude in the
he grabs him and throws him up against the wall.
The lady that runs the bed and breakfast. He's kind of a fucking shithead,
right?
To her again. But the homeless guy. He totally. And then Ned.
Yeah, Ned again. He's super confused by this point.
This time he tries to, right, this is the time he just tries to rush past Ned, right? Like nothing else. And he gets to the park and he starts, even before he finds Rita and Larry, right? He starts asking random people. He's like have we started doing this?
It's like, is this
2 days?
Right? Is this like a continuing festival for the week? Or
like,
what's
I don't
going
understand what's happening right now. I mean, I guess I usually leave right away, so I don't know.
Like, no, it's Groundhog Day, man. Then he walks up to Rita and he's just like, I need you to slap me.
And she did not hesitate.
Not for a second.
I right in the face. That moment because I was just like, God damn, where'd that come from, dude? Like, she was just like,
yeah, I was like, you guys met yesterday and she already wants to slap you that bad? Damn.
Knocks the fucking dog shit. I mean, he was even like,
yeah, Larry's over. He's just like, I got the other cheek if you need me, buddy.
Well, and again, like, it's so crazy because, he's telling her and he wants to talk to her specifically. He's trusting her to tell him the truth, right? Like, he's asking her, he's not asking Larry, like, what is today? What's going on? He's asking her, like, that's who his confidant is.
Right, can we talk?
And is that not weird?
It is.
He's known Larry for at least 3 years.
Yeah, I don't talk to Larry, but like, dude, you know me. I'm not this. I'm a dick, but I'm not crazy,
but
right?
No, he's trying to talk to her to be the one that's like, what the hell's going on? To try to get reassurances that he's not stuck in a time loop.
Right.
And of course, Phil saw his shadow again.
Yeah, woo.
And at this point, again, Phil is just, human Phil is very much like, what the fuck is happening? On? What world am I living in?
I know, this is where he goes over to the diner, right? He's just there. He tries to explain.
This is the first time.
He tries to explain to Rita, like, I did this shit already,
and she doesn't believe him. She's like, you got no evidence.
Like you would.
Come on now. And it's important to note, he's starting to notice all the things going on. You already see him. He's paying. When the plates break, he's listening.
Right, because he's starting to pay attention because
he's already starting to be like, oh, what if I don't?
Right.
What if I am stuck here? It might help me to know things. This is only day 2. I'll give him. This man's smart.
It's only day 2.
And so after though he can't convince her, we just see him back at his room again, right? And at this point he doesn't know what the fuck's going on, but so he's trying to set himself up
like a trap, right?
Just like a way to easily know.
Yeah, he snaps the pencil
and sits it on top top of the alarm. What happens? He falls asleep.
Man, 6 a.m., Sonny and Cher.
And the pencil
is still intact.
And underneath the nightstand. It's not on top of the alarm clock. Oh, shit.
Okay, now he's really freaked out. It's real. Oh, God. I'm stuck here forever.
And now, so we know this is day 3. We start to see a lot of weird stuff happen for him on day 3 as he's trying to... Because he changes some things. He does things a little bit differently, right?
Right.
Again, he ducks out on Ned even faster.
Yeah, he just kind of drives past him and fucking goes
right past. Doesn't even let the giant puddle. He still hits it.
Yeah,
but doesn't let it phase him.
Doesn't let him bother him.
He's moving so quickly that Ned can't even get out the. It's a doozy. That's how fast he's going.
Right, he's already gone.
He's past doozy speed.
He just when he gets to Gobbler's Knob, he just walks up to Rita. He's just like, "I'm going over to this diner.
You do it.
You do the report. I'm."
And she was just like, "Okay,
okay. What the fuck?"
And he's like, "I need you to come talk to me as soon as you're done."
Right.
You're just like, "God damn, all right, dude." We see the diner. When we're at the diner,
he's trying to explain it again, and she still doesn't believe him.
And we get the moment though, right? Where she's talking to him and she calls him Phil, and the dude he's like at the table next door goes,
Phil,
like
Punxsutawney.
And he said, "Yeah, dude, again, this is that moment where if you didn't already know that's part of why he hated growing up in the area, you definitely do now.
It is now.
Because it sets him off so fucking bad when this guy says this. He was just like,
bus is leaving.
Fuck. It's the same kind of situation still, right?
Right.
He's still got no proof.
She even's just like, you need to go see a doctor or something. So this is where we get Harold Ramis.
Mm-hmm.
You had Dr. Ramis, as I wrote in my notes. He's just like, look, I've got no spots, no bleeding, nothing on these x-rays. Like, you should really go.
He says specifically, there's nothing physically wrong with you. Maybe you should go see a psychiatrist.
And then, okay, fine. And he cut over to the psychiatrist, and he's just like, that is very, very interesting, but I don't know what to do about your problem. And Phil's just over. He's like, you went to college. Surely you took some kind of class on this at some point. And he's just like, yeah, I have normal psychology. I think we should just meet tomorrow. That's the best thing. He's just like, he grabs the pillow and just starts punching the pillow in his face. Is that not good?
Cut to bar.
Hey, now he's just drinking with that guy.
He was mad and definitely threw some shade. Right. I will give everybody credit for that.
They all got it and got over it. Yeah.
Drank, had a good time. Such a good time. They're riding in cars with each other?
Yeah, they go and leave the bar and shit, and Phil's driving because the other two are too drunk and shit.
Literally, the first guy got in the car, and you see a moment where you think he's pulling the old, being the dick and not letting you open the door trick, and he's not. It's not that at all. He's just so drunk
he can't open it.
He put it in reverse instead of drive, because he was going to pull up to them, but instead flew backwards. Shut the fuck up.
Comes back and he's like, I might be a little too drunk. And Phil's just like, yeah, I think you are. Shoves them all in. And then they just take off driving, man. They're going around cruising, having a good time.
And he starts asking them.
Yeah, asking them questions.
This is when this is, like I said in the beginning, sometimes this movie waxes upon darkness. Right. Existentialism. Weird thoughts going on, right? What is life?
Am I real?
This is one of those moments. He starts trying to hit these weird locals with like some deep thoughts.
Like, what if tomorrow would never happen? And they just
what would you do?
Right? They did the simple answer.
Well, and I don't think he worded it the right way.
No.
Because again, he knows at this point it's not, again, he is right. Tomorrow won't happen. The implication there is that you're dead. Right? Yeah. The implication is not tomorrow I get to relive today
and do it all over again.
Tell people that's what's going on and ask them what they're doing to do. Get the real idea, right?
Yeah.
He didn't word this the right way.
He was just like, what would you do if you could get away with it? They're like, whatever the fuck we want. He actually was kind of like, I can I? It's like the first time he actually thought of it.
Oh yeah, no, he totally, and he does. He's just like, okay, well,
sweet, we're just gonna go.
Day 4 is gonna be rules and laws don't matter,
right? Yeah, because they drive around and he runs from the cops.
They
drive up on the railroad tracks and shit until he gets arrested. And then 6 a.m. Sonny and Cher, like it never happened.
Because he fell asleep in jail.
Yeah, and then he even goes downstairs. He's like, were there any like uniformed authoritative people with like guns and nightsticks looking for me? And she's like, no. Will they be? He's like, apparently not. And so game on. I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah.
Right?
So like I said, that was the end of day 3. So again, right now we're at day 4, assuming we're still seeing it day by day. Again, we have no idea.
No, I had no idea how long he's actually in this.
Well, and later on, we will definitely get to a point to where there are hints at being big time jumps.
Has to be just to learn some of the skills.
Right now, we are still sitting at what we can assume is the beginning of day 4, right?
We're still in that
Something
first
like
week.
that. Yeah. But again, this is now officially rules and law don't matter day because he saw that the police. Like if he falls asleep in jail,
he'll just wake up in that room again. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Whatever. So I'm gonna have a great day today. So good. In fact, when he goes down the street and Ned comes up to him, he just
decks him.
Punches him smack right in the face.
That's one way to take care of Ned.
But it felt good too.
Then we see him at the diner.
He's got all the
shoveling food. He's a glutton. Smoking a cigarette.
He's just pouring the coffee straight from the pitcher into his mouth.
Syrup over everything.
Dude, it was great.
It's the way we all want to eat.
Oh, I want to eat that way all the time.
We can't. But he has no consequences.
It doesn't matter.
And that's literally what Rita's saying to him.
It's like, don't you worry about like cholesterol and cancer and love handles. I like how she threw love handles.
He's like, no.
He's like, no, I don't worry about anything. That's the difference between
you and me. Then she starts quoting Sir Walter Scott to him out of nowhere, and I will give him credit for knowing that.
Right.
This was a little weird in this comedy because I was like, that's a little highbrow for what is a mostly lowbrow kind of movie.
Right, and then especially later since she's supposed to be into French literature and Sir William Scott is British, isn't he? Like not even the same genre. I'm nitpicking though.
Well, I mean, all of it's weird because again, it's just none of it really fit the vibe.
I'm gonna derail this funny scene of this guy shoveling food and shit, like a whole cake. Even
no, I agree.
By throwing out this weird poetry.
It was so strange, and then again, like I said, he realized that's what it was because he also I don't know, it was so weird. And then he was like, he realized the insult that she was trying to call him an egomaniac.
Yeah.
Right? Isn't that egocentric?
Yeah.
That's what that poem.
Yeah, megalomania and shit.
Well, I got it right here because I wrote how ridiculous this was. It was specifically egocentric because I thought it was so weird that he got offended that she called him egocentric while he was literally shoveling food down and being egocentric, so egocentric that he couldn't see that he was being. I was like, oh, this is really kind of funny, right? Because it's like meta on top of meta on top of meta.
Meta cake.
Oh my goodness, it was so good. But yeah, egocentric, definitely the word they went with. Now we see though, after she leaves in disgust, we see he's gonna start using his powers
for evil,
picking up
bitches.
And so he sees this woman in the diner.
He just walks up to her. He's like, "What's your name?"
He just starts asking.
What school did you go to?
How crazy is it that she just started answering?
I wouldn't have answered him. But like, this is weird. Go away. I'm not telling you who.
Well, remember though, my
English teacher
was.
We're
living in the era before the internet, so she wasn't worried about him doing a life check security thing on him. She's
answering weird questions.
So he everything teacher.
Yeah, teacher and everything. So he just literally takes that and then the next day runs into her.
And now
uses that information.
I want to point out I have such a problem with this because he comes at her exactly the way Ned comes at him.
Yep.
It is almost verbatim.
It is actually. It is almost the exact same thing Ned says to him.
And he hates it so fucking bad
that he punches Ned at one point.
And he thinks it's the perfect pickup. Don't be wrong, it was the perfect pickup line. It was. But how absurd is it for you to think that's the perfect pickup line?
You know what? I'm going to use Ned's
That Ned guy bothers me every time I fucking see him.
That would work great on a woman.
I hate to admit it because the scene does show it worked.
It's all about your delivery, man. Because he wasn't quite so manic about it when he was talking.
Outrageous to me though. But yeah, he does indeed take this woman home, but he fucks it up.
Yeah, because he calls her Rita,
and he smooths it over. How do you smooth that over?
Do you want to get married?
And once he smooths it over with that line,
he just has Rita again.
And you'd think that's the end of it.
Yeah,
no, he still bags this woman.
Right.
What in the? I want to say right now, the character of Phil does not strike me as being the guy that's got that kind of mojo. He doesn't strike me as the kind of guy that's got that kind of pull.
Isn't that Bill Murray in most of his movies, though? Like, he's pulling down tail way, way above his grade.
Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah, well, you didn't deserve that, buddy.
And it definitely continues here.
Yeah, you don't even deserve Nancy in this one, man. Come on. Well, let alone the French maid
right.
chick later on.
That's right, we didn't say her name. Nancy Taylor.
Nancy Taylor.
Again, like I said, exactly the way Phil Connors. It's
me, Ned Ryerson.
But so you know what I mean? He literally hit her with the Ned Ryerson thing. He hits her with the Ned Ryerson.
Whoa, that's not cool,
and then takes
man.
her home with it.
Yeah, fuck, it worked, I guess.
The next day after Nancy, though, right? That's the day where we see he steals the money.
He steals the money. He's got it timed.
This is the one.
Gust of wind.
Well, and so
dog bark.
Wait. Well, I want to point out though before we even start getting into what he does to get the money, I want to point out the money proves this is the first time it's been multiple days. Yeah, he had to learn the routine.
Yeah, he sat there for
We've
a
seen
long
him
time.
busy on the first 4. He did not look at it the first 4. So whatever happened between Nancy Day here
and this
has been multiple days for him to learn the routine well enough
this is
to
a 2-week
walk up
op.
and take
Easy.
it. So that's why I want to stop, because I want to point out this is our first big time gap.
Big time gap.
We don't know how much, but it's definitely a big one.
He's been
it's
in
not
this,
a day. It's not 2 days.
He's been in this so long he can guess
count
the wind.
Well, and he can count.
Yeah, he just counts it. He's like 10, 9.
And he
8,
knows on 19
11,
to grab the bag, turn to the left, take 3 steps, and he's away.
And then those 2 old ass guards are just like,
were there 2 or 1?
Did I grab 1 or 2 bags? I don't remember. Fuck it.
And so he now is loaded. What's he do with the money?
He rolls up in a big ass Cadillac dressed as Clint Eastwood with some chick dressed as a French maid.
So he can go to the movie.
So he can go to Heidi 2.
I guess that's what you do when you have a lot of money and no consequences.
Hey man, dress like Clint Eastwood.
Well, again, he's had
fun.
weeks at this point, so he's done a lot of weird shit, right?
We don't even see, like, he's done Al Capone. You know,
well, I don't even mean that.
Like, every week dresses up as somebody
I don't even
new.
mean that. I just mean he's had 2 weeks, so he's just been bored of doing normal things. That's why he's going to the movie as a kid. That's what I meant. I don't mean like what he does at the movies. I just mean the reason he's starting to do this is because we didn't see 2 weeks of totally mundane, boring bullshit of being stuck in the snow. It can't stop focusing on the movie. I mean, everyday life that he's there. He's had 2 weeks of boring. That's what I was getting at. That's why he spent a day of, let's go buy a car and dress. You're focusing on the movie too much.
Yeah.
Because again, 2 weeks.
The whole entirety of existence.
Well, because again, think about it. If it's 2 weeks worth of living there in the same day and we don't see any of it, they're definitely wanting us to know he's not done anything. It's been just exact repeats. He's not tried to change anything.
Nope.
Well, and he wouldn't, because if he was trying to memorize the walking path,
you wouldn't want to fuck with
things
anything.
to be perfect. You don't want a squirrel to randomly run across the street and
Throw
keep
the timing off.
Yeah, you want to make sure. So those days he would spend 2 weeks perfectly not changing anything. Boring.
Very boring. So now I'm going to go dress
He's
as
ready
Clint
to be
Eastwood.
Bronco. He's ready to be Bronco at that point.
Bronco.
That's all. That's what I was trying to get at. Yeah, after 2 weeks, you're ready to be Bronco.
You're ready to be Bronco after 2 weeks of this shit. Trust us.
But while this scene goes on, we see I don't even understand what the implication was supposed to be here, right? We see Nancy walk past. And he definitely says something, but she kind of...
It's like, hi?
And does like a look like she might know. And it was
him?
like, what? But she doesn't at all. There should be no... Is the magical barrier not strong? Again, since we don't understand what's got him stuck here, I don't understand the rules on which we should live in.
Who's allowed to remember what? Like, do you get a feeling?
Do some
like
people,
that deja vu feeling when you see him?
Do some people randomly start to pick up a little bit?
Right? What are the fucking rules of this world?
Oh, after the movie is when the first time we see he starts to shift his aim.
Yeah, he wants Rita now,
and
he's gonna use his new magic trick.
He's still being a dirty man.
Yeah,
right. Like this is not genuine yet.
He's just
even though he is genuine. We know he does genuine. Again, like I said, the characters do a great job. You can tell there is a genuine attraction from the second they see each other.
Yeah,
but he is not trying to have that genuine relationship.
No,
he is definitely trying trying to be like, well, I've got a dirty magic trick that's been doing some dirty magic for me.
And this is the ultimate, like, she don't like me at all. This is the ultimate takedown.
So we see him start gathering his information.
Oh, yeah, I gotta get that intel. I gotta scout.
And again, at this point, we have this is another, it's gotta be a time jump, right? Because he knows that he wants to maximize the time he gets with her, so he sabotages the van.
Yeah, he takes the distributor cap out of the truck. So like it won't go anywhere.
So they don't have to worry about any of the because again
trying to drive home.
We've seen several times she will fight him on trying to stay if if the van can move.
They will try to leave because like every time they're in that diner,
he has to fight.
Larry will come up and be like, "We better leave if we're going to beat the weather."
Like it's as we know because we're sci-fi people, course correct. Yeah, right. It will try to course correct.
It will try to force you.
You have to push harder against it if you want to change things. And so Larry is like the course corrector,
right? He's the one that's over there.
He will come in.
We gotta go.
And as soon as he says stuff, she will like that. And that is literally how it plays out. Like if you're a sci-fi fan, that's the vibe you get from those scenes. That's at least that's how I always felt with them.
Every time Larry shows up.
And it shifts her opinion, right? Like as soon as he would show up, she would instantly be like, "You're right, we gotta go," even though she was originally the one that wanted to stay. And so again, it is like course correction because they even go slightly out of character to make sure they stay on the route they should.
But yeah, he steals the distributor cap. Goes in, they're at the bar, and he's
like I said, to give them the extra time because now there's no wasted trip to the tunnel.
Yeah, now it's just we're gonna sit here. Larry's trying to fix the van. It might work. She doesn't know. He says, "Let me buy you a drink." Since we're stuck here.
We are 49 minutes into the movie.
And this is where we get our drink.
Well, and it's shocking to me because I swear it was earlier in the movie. 49 minutes.
I asked my sister,
everybody.
And she was like, yeah, that's the drink that ladies do drinking. And I'm just like, yeah, see, like way, like
and
an hour
and for
almost.
Like it's literally only like a 30-second to 45-second scene. It's not very long.
It's there for him to learn what it is.
He comes up this time. He orders his drink so he can pay attention to what she orders. And then he's like, then we instantly see him do the next day, order the drink right, but then he fucks up the cheers.
Yeah, he fucks up the toast. He wants to toast the groundhog. And she's like, I drink to peace.
World peace.
World peace. And I'm like, that's weird fucking to drink to, but all right, cool.
And then we see him do it one more time. He gets it right.
Yeah.
I want to point out, though, before we move past this scene, the other thing he throws out, the Rome.
Yeah.
Why, dude? Because this one isn't to impress her. Is this just one of his...
That's one of his lines.
Pickup lines?
That's one he uses all the time.
He just couldn't give up on it because she did not care.
Like, it reminds me of the sun cresting above the hills of Rome and bleaching the sun-white, marble stairs. No.
I'm looking at this in my glass.
Right? No.
It's kind of brown.
Kind of a little brown.
It looks like watered down cola.
Cheap scotch. It looks like cheap scotch.
We get to move past the scene really quick. Like I said, for something that is ingrained in our heads, it is both so far into the movie and barely in the movie.
Right.
He masters the drink. He knows her toast. And that's it.
Yeah, and then it's off.
We don't need this anymore. We don't talk about this anymore.
We're just doing more stuff. He's learned, like, they go to the candy store, and she doesn't like white chocolate.
Yeah, exactly. Like, from here...
he's just scouting.
And none of them become important. Once we learn it, we know he knows it. We don't revisit any of them later.
They go to the restaurant. He accidentally makes fun of her for liking poetry. So the next one, he learned French. So there was a huge gap there again because he recites this whole poem in French to her.
There's so much in this montage, right? Of different moments that let you know there are different times where a lot of time was spent, right? So much time total because of how much individual ones there were. It is crazy.
I mean, it's kind of sweet. He took the time to stop and learn French.
It's kind of sweet, but again, at this point, we also still don't know his motives, right? When he started this and we've not necessarily seen a change, it was still just to be like, I want to get in her pants. Not, I want to date her. Just, I want to get in her pants. Have we seen the change yet?
Borderline psychotic?
Again, I don't know if psychotic. It's just stalker.
Yeah.
It's definitely sexual predator, right? Like, I mean, there are a lot of things. I don't know if psychotic is for sure the word, but there are definitely some choice adjectives to throw at the man for sure.
I mean, quoting Descartes probably not the worst way to go. If you're gonna hit on a chick.
So, and again, this is one of those nights.
It's going real good.
This is so close to perfect,
right?
Right?
It's so great. It's all going so well. They're building the snowman. They have fun. The kids come up and start throwing snowballs, and I'll protect you.
Yeah.
And then they fall in the snow, and it's cute, and they almost kiss, and
there's a little bit of talk of kids.
Yeah.
But again, nothing bad.
No, he's just like, I want to build snowmen with my kids one day, right?
Well, and she leans harder into it, though, right? Like, that's the thing. That's what you're supposed to take away from this first time. He hears this conversation, because, again, it gets important in just a second. There is a reason I'm saying this. I see you kind of being like, why is this? There's a point, I promise. This point, she makes a bigger deal about the kids. The reason I'm telling you is because the next time we see the scene, after he fucks up here, and he has to reset the day.
Oh, like when he's like overcorrecting and trying way too fucking hard.
He overcorrects by saying, I want so many kids. I'm going to do so much of this with my kids. That's why I'm making a point to say he says he does, but she says she wants kids. You know, maybe she says she wants more than what he says. I don't remember. But again, my point is just like, it's important that she definitely says, she's like, I like kids too.
Yeah.
Because that's what inspires his overcorrecting on the next day. After he fucks up this nearly perfect night, again, right at the end.
Right at the end, man.
He tries to push too hard.
Yeah, he got a little pushy right at the end, man. He even had such a good line when they were on the couch. He's just like, this is a nice room. And he was just like, it is now. And I was like, ooh, that's smooth, son.
Was it?
It was. That was smooth.
I think the lady's answer proves it wasn't as smooth as
either. That was his fault. He's the one that got way too pushy into it, because they were all kissing right after he said that line.
I don't think it was as smooth as either you or Phil thought. I'm just saying. It did not work out. It did not work out.
I mean, they were making out after he said that one. Just he pushed too far.
Yeah, the scene definitely didn't work out the way he wanted. That's really the point here, though. He fucked it up in the end.
It fell apart real fast. And she slaps the shit out of him.
And to try to fix it, we see a couple of days of overcorrection.
Desperately trying to recapture that magic.
And that's the problem, right?
You can't force shit like that.
It's either going to be or it's not going to be. You can't be like, let me try to make this exact situation feel that way again. Like, even if you know, that's what he's finding out. Like, you can know the parts to the equation, but you can't force it to
together,
happen.
Right? No,
this is not
like
math.
A montage of her slapping him 5 times.
Well, and again, you can just tell. Every one of those was a course correction where he overcorrected on something different.
On one part that he's like, okay, this didn't work, so I'll try this.
He hyper fixated on something else that was not important on its own, right? Like that's what he's not getting. Like it's a bigger picture. This is the point where he just loses connection with reality for a little bit. This is when we go back into our existential cycle.
Yeah, this is
like I said, we cycle both. We get existential crisis and we get love situation.
Yeah.
But it cycles through. This is definitely existential, right? This is when we start to see, like, he's stuck here.
Yeah, this is where he's sad, walks past all the ice sculptures.
What's he supposed to do?
It cuts over to Gobbler's Knob, and he just kind of sad walks up to everybody, and they're like, man, you look like shit. And then we get the big close-up of the clock. I liked the shot, just the giant, slow, it rolls over to 6, bong. And then he's just laying in bed, just kind of quoting the guys on the radio. He's just done. He doesn't care anymore.
He's suffering from groundhog psychosis at this point. You know what I mean? Like, anybody who's got to deal with the Groundhog Festival that many days in a row, you're going to start dealing with it. And so what do we see on this on the day where it finally culminates?
He's just watching Jeopardy downstairs with all the old people guessing the answers correctly, drinking whiskey.
Well, that's I'm talking about what's the buildup? Where do we get to? Not that day. He finally deals with his groundhog psychosis by stealing the groundhog.
Yeah, it has to die. That's the only way to end this. The groundhog has to die. So he steals the truck, the truck, the thing, and it's great because he's got it out and it's like on the steering wheel. And he's giving it a
Don't drive angry.
Right? Don't drive angry. Don't drive angry.
It gave Caddyshack vibes.
It was good. I think it was the only time he was having fun because he liked having the groundhog in the truck with him.
This is a much better unpuppet looking animal compared to his Caddyshack days.
It was a fake groundhog. It was a very well done fake one.
But yeah, so then we see the high speed chase all over town, ends up at a rock quarry, and everybody's like, it's okay, he's got nowhere to go, we're fine. Yep. He turns the truck around, he guns it straight at them. But what we don't notice is that right past them
is a big ass cliff.
Is the ledge into the quarry.
Yeah, the big pit.
And over he goes. Rita's freaking out.
Larry, he might still be okay.
Larry goes after he hits the ground.
Right after it's smashed, like cab first smash.
He might still be okay.
Boom! Immediate fireball.
Yeah. No, Larry.
No, I don't think
he
okay.
is.
That is so good.
Now we just see the slow montage of how much... Again, this is that scene where if you really don't like Sonny and Cher, you might want to fast forward for a moment.
Yeah, it happens a bunch.
Because this is the one where he just...
keeps trying to fucking kill himself.
Well, and the clock goes... like, it's over and over again, right? Like, he smashes it and he's just done with it.
Right.
Like, this is the moment where he can't... Like, we don't even see any other part of the day. We're only seeing the wake up right now.
He just
so,
wakes
like, that's
up,
what I mean. Like, for, like...
Smashes it, throws it against the wall.
This is like a minute and a half where you're going to hear this song a whole
4
bunch.
times.
Yeah. So this is what I'm saying. Like, if you don't like it, fast forward till you see gears on the ground. That's the last one. That's when he smashed it so good. They were like, we're at least done with this. Yeah.
We're done with this bit.
But until you see that, you want to keep it going.
Right. It's like he goes downstairs and grabs the toaster.
Yeah, no, now he's just trying to kill himself a lot of weird ways.
He goes downstairs and she's just like, would you like some toast? And he just snatches it, goes up, throws it in the bathtub with him.
At least he had a hot...
Yeah, it was hot. Nice hot bath before he went, I guess. And then he throws himself in front of a truck. That doesn't work. Then he throws himself off a building with a really bad stunt double.
Yeah, that one's funny. It's not even... To me, it didn't seem like a building tall enough to necessarily necessitate dying. You might, like, break an arm.
Yeah. It wasn't that tall.
Yeah, it was like, what, 2.5 stories?
2.5 stories, something like that.
I wouldn't even give it 3. 2.5 at best.
No, because he was in like the middle of like that little weird tower thing. So I'm like, you're like in between floors.
Thank you. I'm glad you agreed on that, because I was like, what, are we supposed to think this is a tall building?
If I would have walked past somebody and they were up there like, I'm going to jump, I'd look down and been like, do a flip.
Yeah, have fun.
It ain't going to hurt.
Make it exciting at least.
Right?
Now he decides to try. I guess, so again, this is one of those moments where I want to pose to you, how many times do you think we've not witnessed that he's gone through this existential back to I'm going to try things back to existential? Because again, we at least have seen 2. We've seen him in existential crisis mode once. He's been back to and went back to at least trying to function as a person.
Right.
But now he definitely went deep into it this time.
He's just like, nope.
But he's pseudo coming out of it. He's still kind of weird. He's wearing this. It's so funny because until you see him stand up at the diner during this scene, when he looks like he's wearing a robe.
He does.
But the one where he's talking like he says, I'm a god.
I'm not the god.
Then I'm
a god.
But he finally stands up and you see it's just like a weird early 90s like long jacket.
Yeah.
But I swear while he's sitting down, I'm like, is he trying to be the Dalai Lama?
Right.
He's wearing this robe.
He's in like a gi.
And he's like, I am a god. A plate will break now.
That man is this. And I know all of his backstory is that's how he's trying to convince Rita that he is. Well, and he has some kind of weird power.
Well, it works.
He does.
She is like, well, something is going on.
So she decides to stay with him, right? Yeah. She's like, all right, I'll be the passive witness, and we'll see what happens.
Because he does. He walked around that restaurant and knocked
over everybody.
He dropped a lot of knowledge. Yeah. And again, this is before we get to the end, and he knows so much more by the end. He's like, he drops so much. Again, nonchalant. He's just like
these two are going to get married this weekend, but this lady has cold feet. What the fuck?
He's so uninterested by how he's telling her too.
It's just like it's like the most common shit in the world. This guy left MIT to come here to help his family. He likes to paint toy soldiers and is gay. He's like, I am.
She even at first seems really touched by the fact that he has a bunch of knowledge about her.
Yeah, because she's like, do you know me? He's like, I know all about you.
But then she starts to be like, why?
Right? Like,
what? Why did I? Why? How?
Why do you have?
Did you call my
much,
friends?
Right?
How would you get all that kind of information?
Because
it's still just one day,
right? Like I keep telling you,
I win you over 100 times. Like you don't think I'd win you over, but I do.
And the worst thing is you forget every day that I have to start over.
During this night, we get another real connection moment, right?
Yeah, where they're on the couch and they're like playing the card. They're throwing cards into
the whole
hat.
day.
Yeah, like
because it's a science. You know, she was like, let's have a science experiment so we can try to find out
what's going on.
And again, they have another real connection. This is another moment, just like the first one. He tries to chase this dragon, right? He tries to think he can recreate this, just like he did the first one.
Yeah.
Without realizing, I don't even know what the moral is, because really he does just perfect his fakeness, doesn't he?
Yeah, a little bit.
It's so fucked up. I thought I had a good thought there.
Well, I mean, like,
it's gone, though.
They're all just fucking cards and shit.
Right now, I'm good with right now. I meant for the overarching movie. The overarching movie literally ends with him winning by fakeness.
Yeah.
That's what I just came to the realization. The overall story is not necessarily a great one. That's what I got to.
It ruins your point there a little bit, doesn't it?
Well, I mean, I didn't know if I was actually making one. I was just kind of going, and I definitely realized that that road wasn't leading to it. That was for sure. But yeah, I mean, that's neither. We're getting close to the end, so that's neither here nor there. We can address that in just a moment. Now that I've come to that shocking realization right now while sitting here with you. It. She does though. She's very touched at first, so they have their science experiment date.
Yeah, I'd call it a date.
It definitely is. They're having... I mean,
she's having a good... She even says she had a great day.
He has that book of poetry.
Yeah,
they read it. Yeah, after they do the card flipping, he's reading it to her. She's trying to stay awake.
The clock flips over to midnight, and she's like, "You're still here." And he's like, "No, it's not till 6." And she's like, "You bastard! You knew I was waiting till midnight.
You knew I thought it was going to be."
He's just kind of like, "Yeah, whatever."
No, he's like, no, he says, "Yeah, I did."
Yeah.
Because again, he's probably done this before.
Yeah, he's like, "I just want to spend time with you."
Well, no, I'm insinuating.
Oh,
he's done this date before. Right. Again, as we've seen,
done this 900 times already, and you seem to like it best when I do this.
Well, again, he's trying to perfect something again. So we know anytime he tries to perfect something, the implication is there's multiple attempts, because we've seen now he will literally find out one piece of information and reset the whole fucking day to perfect it.
He's a computer program. He's trying to find a solution. Just runs a program and then just runs like he did with the
drink, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, he found out the drink, reset the day to get the drink perfect, reset the day so that way he could just get the drink and the toast perfect. You get what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Like, he doesn't spend the whole day hoping he can get to a perfect day with the chanceness after it. He's literally like, okay, I got what I need. Fuck the rest of this day. I'm going to restart and try to make it perfect. So again, the insinuation that they're on this date that ends all the way back to his house, even though we think it seemed wild that it went from God talk to there, I think the insinuation is there was multiple attempts.
Yeah.
He's on day 300 of trying to get her to come back with him by telling her the truth.
He still fucks it up somehow.
Oh no, he always fucks it up. I mean, again, I'm not trying to say he wins. I'm just saying.
That'd be the more thing I would have the biggest problem with. Like, no matter how many times I try, I always fuck it up. I should just stop.
But he doesn't. I mean, that's the part. I guess if we're trying to say that there's a nice love story here, that's the aspect we can come from.
Perseverance.
That's, again, if it's not that, dude, I didn't realize how questionable it was until now. Does not work. Their plan to stay up. She falls asleep. He falls asleep.
6 o'clock. Sonny and Cher. She's gone. God damn it. He was having such a good time.
But I do believe this is the moment where he truly thinks, and as far as we know, might be right.
He has
that
to,
the perfect day. Just that the perfect day.
Yeah.
You read into this that he had to fix himself?
Yeah, because he starts going around doing nice shit for everybody and reading poetry. Learns the piano.
He goes to read poetry to still just impress Rita. He learns to play the piano still just to impress Rita.
Yeah, it's still improving yourself.
Okay. It's good to change. It's good to be a better person. Some of them are not about being a better person, is what I said. Trying to learn to play the piano was not about being a better person. He is still just trying to use his magic
to manipulate.
Yeah. That's all I was trying to get at. Everything else is great, but most of those things still had an ulterior motive, right? So, like,
of course.
Well, I mean, and it was all still to lead back to Rita, like. The piano lady, he had to make sure that he could fix her car so she would be at home to do his
the
piano
piano
lessons.
thing.
So it wasn't to try to be nice to her. It was to try to make sure he could still impress Rita. There are a lot of things he does that are still nice things, but they still only go back to Rita in a weird
Wants
way.
to impress his bitch.
The homeless man, though, that's the rough one.
Yeah, I don't like this. Like, this is another one of those. It's like in Scrooged with Herman. We didn't need this. This was just unnecessarily hurtful. He finds the old man out on the street, like, feeling bad, and he takes him to the hospital. And the nurse lady comes up, like, "You the guy who brought him in?" And he's like, "Yeah, is he okay?" He's like, "No, he's dead." "Well, what'd he die of? Let me see his chart." And she's like, "No, dude, he was just old.
There's nothing you can do.
There's nothing we can do about it." And he's just like, "No." So he, like, is determined to try and save this old man. So we get several little scenelets of him, like, giving him food, trying to, like, then finally he's just, like, trying to give him CPR on the street.
Well, that's all that same day. It's the next day where he was like, I'm going to make it right. And so he goes as soon as he can, the first moment of the day, and starts trying to spend all of it with him. Yeah. And so he gives him food, he gives him all the other stuff, and he gives him CPR at the end of the night because he still died. That was what that moment was supposed to be. It was supposed to show that that the woman was right, even though she didn't understand the power that he had.
He thought he could. He's like, "No, I can do something."
But she
about
was
it.
right.
You might not be able to.
But she was still right. Especially, again, he only had a day.
Yeah, there's nothing.
There literally was nothing he could have done at 6 o'clock that day forward that could have fixed it.
Not nearly enough time.
And this is where he learned it. And so again, this is in the middle of him still trying to figure out master his perfect day. So we see a whole. It's all just full of these montages. Both before and after. One of them I think that we might have missed was the first ice sculpture.
Oh yeah, he's sitting there. He's just
with a chainsaw.
The chainsaw, man. And there, Rita and Larry are just over there on the corner, just like, did you know he could do that? He's like, no, I had no idea.
We see that he catches the kid falling out of the tree.
What do you say? What do you say? Every day, you have not thanked me one time, you little brat.
He saves Buster, the one that's played by his brother.
Yeah, he's choking on the meat, and he goes and gives him the Himmlick.
And then immediately lights a cigarette for a woman.
Yeah, just walks past like with a huge crack lighter. The flame on that thing was like a foot long. Almost hit her in the face.
At a certain point, we don't know which ones of these things happened on the true perfect day. We obviously know once he found out that they were things that needed to be fixed.
Yeah,
they just became part of his.
They're errands now.
Yeah,
That's what he calls them.
They
became
errands. Part of the things he knew he had to do on his perfect day.
Right, he's got it all timed. Even he's got his watch, and he's like, "Oh, gotta hurry!" Just takes off running a little jog to get there quicker.
We see him during this learn the piano, and I mean that from square one.
From square one,
we see day one piano lesson.
Yeah,
and
just
then,
kind of the little scales.
Here on the what we assume is truly the last day, right? When we see him do the Heimlich, we think that's supposed to. From what we see, that's actually the last time he goes through everything, because that's his perfect day. Because that's the one where we end up seeing him going to the dance hall and playing the piano right after that.
Right, got the jazz going.
Again,
sunglasses,
now that being said,
cool.
we don't know how many times he had given Buster the Heimlich before that, but this is the run of the perfect day.
This is the run.
Because we're seeing it go straight from that into the next moment after it, and we hear everybody address it.
Yeah,
right before that.
They all talk about it.
But they all talk about all these things. At this point, we don't know how many days he's done all of these things.
Countless centuries at this point.
For all we know, yeah.
This is the fifth millennium I've done this.
I have no doubt. I think I read this somewhere, and it seems very apt to bring up right now. I think in the original like script that didn't get like some of the things got tweaked from, it did give you a number, and it was like 9,000 years that he was stuck in this loop.
That's plenty of time to learn all that stuff.
It's also plenty of time to do the existential, like,
and
oh
lose
my
your
God,
mind.
I hate my life.
Lose my mind, put my mind back together. Lose my mind, put it back together.
Yeah, so we see it's the night. They're at the bar.
Yeah.
I think, again, at this point, we see that he has literally tried to perfectly craft not just him, not just the town folks.
Yeah.
He set Larry up with Nancy.
Yeah, he did. Larry's over with Nancy. She's kind of likes him, maybe not, doesn't. I don't know. I can't really tell. She's like, I have somebody
She
out
seems
with.
uninterested, but she is still taking him
Yeah,
everywhere.
like she's still going with him, but she doesn't seem very interested.
But then they run into Rita and they're like, why don't we all go to the party? And she's like, well, I'm trying to find Phil.
Yeah, I haven't seen Phil. We're like, no, I think he's already over there.
Playing the piano,
Yeah.
I thought.
Yeah, he is. He's playing. He's got the sunglasses. He's having a great time.
He's going to town. He's playing like 6 different genres up there.
Yeah, he mashes them together.
To prove to you how much of an education he's got in
Right.
piano. So again, this is the one where we said some of the other ones are weeks or months to learn the
is
skill.
years.
This is years.
Right.
This piano skill with the one woman, he's not learning from anybody
No.
else. He's learning from an old woman who definitely doesn't know how to play these styles.
No.
It took years.
Yeah, because after he gets done, she goes up there to play, and it is not at all near what she is playing. But she is super proud, though. She's like, "It's my student."
Yeah, he does. He rocks it
Oh,
out.
dude, it's
though.
great. I like
Yeah,
the
during the jam out session, Rita gets to walk around and hear everybody speak the praises.
yeah, talk great about him.
Oh, that's when we hear that. That's my student.
Yeah.
He's so great. And then we see the 2 ladies that were with her to get her tire changed.
Right.
He's part of the motor club.
He's changed our tire. You rescued us. All this other great stuff.
We see Buster's wife.
Yeah,
and
she
Buster
comes up. I didn't get to thank you properly.
for saving Buster's
Right.
life.
He
He
would-
almost choked on that food.
He tried to swallow a whole side of a cow. I see why. You know, ha 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 ha.
This is one of those moments where it was
Right.
like, is that actually funny, or were you? I mean,
I fake laughed at that shit, man. Just,
Right.
Ha ha. My favorite one is the couple that come up and they're in their wedding dress and stuff. And
the one that he said, yeah,
right.
the cold feet.
The cold feet. And he's like, I just got you guys where you needed to go. Here you go. Give some WrestleMania tickets. And
Yeah,
they're
no, and the girl. It's not even the guy. The girl
flips
loses
out.
her shit. WrestleMania.
She was a Bret Hart fan. She's probably going to be disappointed.
And then this segues straight into the town bachelor auction.
Yeah, the
Is this the
bachelor
first
auction.
time this movie has
guess.
been on for an hour 30
Right.
of its hour 40 runtime? I have never heard the words bachelor auction mentioned
No, not
happening
once.
any other night
None.
by any other character.
Not even a sign in the background like, come to the bachelor auction tonight.
Did he somehow manipulate
It's him.
this into happening too?
Yeah.
Like
Totally what
on
it is.
top of all of the other things he has done to create his perfect day, he created a bachelor auction.
Yep. Confirmed.
How did he get onto that table? Like that? How did he man that chair?
The
Right.
parents of the kid he saved from falling are on the board. That's why he has to go rescue the kid from falling every day so he can get on the board to get this thing going.
I like it. While this is going on, though, we see all of these women are after him.
Yeah, they are.
Again, I want to point out, and Rita has the same thought too. It's a day.
Right?
From their perspective, they have been there for
a day.
24 hours.
Why does everyone
Maybe-
love you so much?
Maybe 30.
Right.
Like, because they got there middle of the day before Groundhog Day. It is just Groundhog Day night. Holy shit. So Rita is literally like,
What the fuck is going on with all you people? Because
'Cause again-
there's like a bidding war
well, 'cause
going
think
on
about
between
that.
these two chicks.
This perfect day of his so far has not actually involved too much with Rita.
No, she's just kind of floated along
And
around
seeing
like, what's
things,
going on?
seeing
Where's
his-
Phil at?
Right? And now she's finally, and so it is super nuts, right? That she's basically just watched him play the piano.
Right?
So this is what I was getting at. Like, the end kind of comes to weirdness. Like, why did she fall in love? He definitely just tried to manipulate her. Is this love? What is going on right now?
I have no idea, man.
But yeah, so
She just really likes that other people think he's cool.
and so she then
She's
drops
just on board with it.
and then so she drops $339.88 when nobody else had even gone to 100
right?
fucking yet.
Like it got up to 60.
Holy shit!
She's
dude.
just like
me and you.
almost $400. Bam.
We did a rough estimate on how much this could be. It is definitely in today's money floating somewhere between like $700 and like $1,200.
Yeah, somewhere around
That's
there.
insane. That's insane money that she just dropped.
She wanted to take him out. She owns him now.
After she takes him, we see our last run in with Ned.
Yeah, he Apparently, Phil has bought all of the insurance that has ever existed and made Ned just the happiest man in the world.
Ned is king of Insurance Mountain.
He's very happy. He has made so much money on that commission.
Which is kind of crazy because at this point, Phil doesn't think he's ever leaving this day.
No, he's just
what good is insurance?
Just to make Ned happy, man.
Oh. How mad do you think he got when he finally realized?
He's like, oh, fuck, I actually have to pay those premiums. Oh, damn it.
I bought like 7 life insurances stacked on top of each other.
I have to die 7 times to get that.
Fuck
to
me.
Pay out. How am I going to do that? This is where he makes the snow sculpture of her face with gloves on.
Yeah,
and it's
again,
perfect.
We're still trying to perfect the night. So we got it right. This is a slight evolution to the snowman, right?
Yeah.
So now instead of
a snowman, it's like a full-on like bust of her face from snow.
My question is: this how we saw the ice sculpture with the chainsaw? Are these supposed to be connected?
I don't think the two skills translate from molding something and carving.
But then they end up back in his room.
Mm-hmm.
They have a great night.
Yeah, nice. It's gonna be good. They fall asleep.
She tells him to stay.
Yeah, you have to stay.
You can't do this again.
Yeah, you have to stay. 6 o'clock, Sonny and Cher. God, fucking.
But it's different.
What?
They're not playing the live recording.
No, they're just playing that fucking song for some reason because they like it.
And then he starts to
the only song on the station. I don't know.
Then he checks a couple of other things.
Looks out the window. There's snow everywhere. She's still fucking here in the room.
Now
it's all different.
Did he really stay just because she said it?
I guess. Was that like because she told him? Is that what broke it?
We have no idea. Because like we said at the top, like we said before we started talking about this, we never find out
what started it or why it ended it.
This movie doesn't give us dick all.
There's no explanation. It just happens.
This is just something that is.
Yeah, he was...
Before we really, I mean, obviously, guys, you can tell by how we're talking, we're done.
Yeah, this is the end of the movie.
But before we
got out of the loop.
Yeah, before we wrap it up, I want to say he does deliver a great ending line once he realizes the world has returned to normal.
Right.
Today is tomorrow.
Yeah.
Today is tomorrow.
Do you know what today is?
It's tomorrow.
Today is tomorrow.
And then she was like, "Are you okay? It's just been a very long day." Oh, she doesn't even know the half of it.
No, it's fucking 10,000 year day. You don't even know.
Right, like you don't even get it.
I've learned so many useless skills. I can do so much shit now.
Yeah, at that point though, we have definitely wrapped the movie.
Yeah, they're going to credits, which is just more stock footage of clouds, which is like
happy day. Before we wrap it up, like I was trying to say before, I don't know how happy or what the moral was. That's what I was trying to get at.
What's the lesson here?
Because again, it started with him saying he's making these choices through his time trials, and that was bad.
Yeah,
right. You shouldn't do that to manipulate a person.
Yes,
but it ended with him master manipulating someone by doing that.
The entire town, he master manipulated everybody.
Well, and Rita, he manipulated to the point that he spent years to learn to play the piano just to get her in bed. He spent months to learn French. Now, again, I understand that one was before he learned his lesson, and he shouldn't be. The piano was after.
He just decided he liked it, I guess. He's like, it starts off, I'm like, yeah, I'm just trying to get laid. But then it's like, man, I really fucking like playing this piano because I can do jazzy blues shit.
It's just because she said the instrument line.
Yeah, they have to be able to play an instrument and love their mother. That's right.
He never proved that one.
I forgot.
He never proved that one.
No, that's true.
Now, awkwardly, he did always refer to the homeless man as father and pop.
Yeah.
Was that weird to you?
That was a little weird.
I didn't want to talk about it before because he did it like 3 times and none of them like they weren't connected. You know what I mean? Like it was always just like random. But he would refer like one time he just walked past him, called him father.
Yeah.
And so I was like, does he mean Catholic father? Like what's he mean? But then when he died,
father time maybe.
But then when he died, he called him pop.
Pop. Breathe, pop.
Were these just supposed to be generic?
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know.
Now I'm sad. I'm thinking about the old man.
Let's stop. We're done with the movie. We didn't need to do that. I just wanted to point out the strangeness of it.
Yeah, it is a little weird.
Since we were wrapping up a few thoughts there about, again, not ending. Again, none of it really ends as happy as like you think it does. Like again, you're like, oh, it's a rom-com, but was it?
Yeah, they decide. Well, he decides they should live there.
He.
She doesn't really say anything now that I think about
This is what I'm saying, dude. Like. He manipulated it. It's like the worst kind of gaslighting because she doesn't know she's been gaslit.
No.
Because he masterfully learned enough about her to keep her from knowing she's being gaslit. Holy fuck, dude.
Phil Connor's most evil man ever.
9,000 years worth of gaslighting.
Like the most evil person in the entire galaxy.
The man who gaslit a whole town.
Right?
But on that note, we can definitely wrap up. We're done with the movie. What do you think about the drink? If
you like oregano, have at it. Add water and lemon. Don't try and drink it neat.
When we started, before the ice had a chance to melt.
Yeah, let the ice melt.
I will 100% agree. If you try to drink this neat, with no water, no ice in there, nothing, and you don't let the ice melt.
Yeah. God.
It has a lot of herbs.
Yeah, it does.
Like you think the word sweet, it's sweet. You can taste sweetness, but you taste what are generally associated with savory things, herbs.
Right, like oregano and basil and shit. And it's like, whew.
Other botanics that my palate can't place, but those for sure.
And now once you let the ice melt.
Let the ice melt, you give a good squeeze of some lemon, you get that zest, nice, and you get those oils all up on the glass so you can taste them when you're taking a drink. It would still never be something I'd order.
I would never, ever order that, but if you
Bill Murray was 100% right. It was in my notes.
He had
when
that
he
look
ordered
when
it and he took the first drink and he was like and stared at. My notes literally said, I hope this isn't what I have to look forward to.
It's like, oh shit, I just saw into my future.
Yeah,
God damn
pretty
it.
much. It was a scary, scary moment. All right, well, since that's everything this week, and we definitely finished this, so next week we're gonna go back to a beer.
Yep.
It's not gonna be a stout. I do believe this one's a sour. Well, what is it we're looking at?
We're going to be doing Mirror Twin Brewing Company's Wheeze in the Juice.
Wheeze in the Juice.
That's your clue.
Yeah, this one is a gimme.
Yeah, this has to be a gimme.
If you don't get this one, we're sorry. For everybody else, but for everybody else, that's a gimme. You know this one.
Come on.
All right, guys.
You know this.
I'm Shane.
And I'm Bo.
We are your Kentucky Fried Critics.
Welcome back. It's a doozy.